to have it as a generic Web3 esports tournament app. That could be, obviously that would be, later on, but I'm sure there's probably other communities that would like to be able to do this kind of stuff that we could also charge for the service, take a percentage cut of their winnings or something. Yeah, that's a business.
That's literally like an idea I've kind of thought in the was take other NFT communities, and Aavegotchi's, they obviously have on-chain stats. There's not too many NFTs that have on-chain stats, but there is even a different NFT collection I'm interested that does have on-chain stats. But you could even maybe derive like a stats from like a rarity score or something like that. But it'd be really cool if you could, try and get other NFT communities into the arena somehow, right? And then if we could make a profit off that, that's even better. That's definitely something I've thought of, though. So that's a great point that you made there,
Yeah,
Dan.
I would love that. The more like we can start with building what our community wants, but I mean, the way to actually scale and make this whole thing sustainable is, we got to make a business out of it somehow, and building cool stuff, and then like kind of what white labeling it or working together with other communities could be really interesting, especially once we're on base and there's quite a few projects over there that could use this.
You're right. Like,
Anyway.
no, so I definitely see interoperability potential there. So obviously the focus to this point has been just developing the initial, app, the game. Obviously we launched 3D during the last tournament. That was a huge upgrade. So just continuing to, ship features and stuff. And in the future, we can definitely onboard other communities.
Amazing. Login jam, sir. Hey, there we are. Tonya with the GIF.
Let's get down to business. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm not too quiet right now or anything.
Sounds good.
All right. So not much happened this week, but we do have 4 active snapshot proposals, and I can go over those right now. First one is the DAO Foundation Director Replacement Election, posted by FaZe. The previous one got rejected because it didn't meet quorum. It was at 90%. The current one, the active one right now, ends today, an hour after this call. Thrax is in the lead for this election and the previous one. This one did meet 100% of the quorum now, so thank you all for voting for this one. The next one is Make Aavegotchi Based Again. This one is a core prop by Coder Dan. Voters are almost unanimously in favor of moving Aavegotchi over to the base chain. This voting period ends on the 19th, and currently it's at 95% in favor, and 92% of quorum has been met. So almost there, plenty of time. Third one that is active right now is the one to buy $2 million worth of Ghost. It is a SIG prop created by Hardcore. The vast majority of voters are in favor of buying the dip and swapping 1 million DAI and 1 million USDC over to Ghost. And this voting period ends on the 22nd, and the swap will happen sometime after that. 90% are in favor, and it has reached 81.7% of the quorum. And finally, the last active proposal we have up right now is to allocate 400,000 Ghost from Gotchiverse Player Rewards wallet for Gotchi Points Season 1 in Core Prop by Coder Dan. And most voting power is currently in favor, and it ends on the 23rd. In favor is 76%, and 78% of the quorum is reached at this moment. So that is it for the proposal summaries that we have. We do not have any discussion slots right now or any speakers scheduled, but we have a few topics. And like a question that I saw in the this past week, I saw it mentioned a few times in the chat, the idea of also expanding Aavegotchi to other chains like Ronin. Coder Dan, that you're on right now, can you answer what would be the pros and cons of that possibility that we're thinking about?
Yeah, I think that we've gone through a lot of kind of pain and suffering as a community on just having to decide which chain we should be on, and like having a single home chain is not necessarily like a winning strategy going forward. I think that we definitely need to have a home that is, you know, actively growing and is doing well, and is actually kind of either focused on gaming or just has really great onboarding, which is what I think base. They're not necessarily like a gaming chain, but they have great onboarding, and they have the right tech in place to really drive users to the games on base or B3 or whatever. So I'm happy with base as our new kind of home chain, but at the same time, like there's all these new chains coming out all the time. Liquidity is more fragmented than ever. Uh, it- People, there's a lot of like TVL on base, and a lot of it is consolidating. But at the same time, there's a lot of energy and attention on other chains. So the idea was like, it's not gonna. It's this is not something that like Pixelcraft is really working on, but it's something for the community and us to kind of think about. Is like, how can we have something that we could market on these other chains, or partner with these bigger chain launches to bring more attention back to the core Aavegotchi protocol and games. So uh, it could just mean, I mean, and the NFTs that we have are very difficult to like go cross chain. They're not built for that whatsoever. We're not like a farming, like a basic simple farming game that you can just deploy on every chain that pops out. Like our NFTs are quite like single chain focused. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
there'd
It's
be
just
like, yeah.
it's something to think about. Not again, not our it's not our strategy at the moment to go fully cross chain, but speaking long term, I think we should try and figure out some way to partner with all these different chains that are coming out.
Okay, yeah, and there would be complications for like copy and pasting the NFTs over to other chains if that became like a thing. Um,
Yeah, that
for
would be like I can't really see how that could work, because we would just literally just be recycling the same NFTs. Uh, like rare, for example, like rarity farming. I don't even wouldn't even want to think about how that would work. So there would have to be some changes made to be able to support that. Or maybe, you know, maybe I'm just my perspective is too closed, and maybe we could just copy paste the assets onto every chain and change the SVGs to make them green or something, like for abstract chain, or you know, have different visuals. But I don't know. That would be a very different approach.
yeah, anything's like a possibility. Yeah, and Threx raised a concern about the DAO meeting quorum if we fragment like that, and how would we measure voting power across everything too? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if there's like technology for that. But
Yeah, there would be a lot of different things to work out.
yeah, for sure. What would be the so you said the pros would be like there would be more eyes on us and more fluidity across like the communities.
Yeah, we would be able to take advantage more of the attention on every new chain launch, and basically say, oh, like
Yeah,
this new chain is coming, Gotchi is there. Like we're gonna do something with them, instead of just right now a chain launches and nothing. You know, we're just kind of chilling, doing our own thing. We have nothing to do with them.
right. Funny, I was talking about blockchains yesterday with my mom, and she knows really nothing about this stuff. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I invested in blockchain a few years ago." And I'm like, "Which blockchain?" And she's like, just blockchain. It was a stock, and I made some money on it, and your dad lost money and all that. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know if anyone's heard of just the stock called blockchain,
That's funny.
but yeah. Yeah, because I was talking to her about like all this stuff about switching the blockchains, and she was
Oh
like
yeah,
pretending to know about it, and I thought it was super funny.
yeah. It's we're so technical here. I'm really looking forward to just putting all the chain stuff to bed for a while and just being comfortable on a chain that is growing and is working on adoption.
Yeah. Switching topics now. I also saw a discussion about use cases for the land parcels Alchemica and Glitter. I saw Aavegotchi .eth mentioned his opinion, the best option would be to have a way to consolidate your smaller parcels into one. I personally like this idea. I don't know if there's any way that could happen because I have two like reasonable sized parcels, and if I would be able to combine them, that would be pretty
Mm.
cool. Or maybe even just add them on to the spacious parcel. That's an idea. Do you think that
I
could be
think that
possible?
with the burning that's going to happen, I think we're going to consolidate the parcels quite a bit, and it would take quite a bit of like redoing a lot of things if we were to actually change the sizes of the parcels at this point. So I think the strategy here that we're planning to have is just letting people burn parcels, and then the remaining parcels that don't get burned, like I've said multiple times, we are still planning to have new utility for the parcels that is not related to farming. So the ones that continue to exist after the burning is complete, those will be, the new part. Those will be the consolidated parcels.
Okay, yeah, so there's currently a campaign for burning Alchemica. Will there be a campaign for burning parcels like in a similar
Yep.
way?
Yeah,
Okay,
season
cool.
2 of the Gotchi Points campaign will introduce parcel burning once we're on base.
All right, awesome. And y- it is suggested that we burn Alchemica in parcels this way. Or Alchemica. I don't know if so with farming, will you be making Alchemica, or are you just going to be making Ghost with farming?
Yep. So the game loop is basically farming to earn Alchemica, which you'll then uh, burn the Alchemica to earn the Gotchi points, and then we'll have the Ghost leaderboard. So it's pretty
Okay.
similar to what we were doing with the Gotchi token, except we're not going to do Gotchi token because everyone wants to simplify things. So
Right.
this is also going to be fun for gamers as well, because with the original Gotchi points campaign, uh, you were able to earn Gotchi points by playing the games. So we want to continue that to some extent, and we'll be giving out uh, Alchemica to people that play like Gotchi Guardians. When you earn a badge, you'll earn a little bit of Alchemica, and then you can then go and we might not even like give them the Alchemica. We might just burn the Alchemica directly and give them the points, just to keep things even simpler, so that they'll have this sense that like they're part of the Gotchi points campaign, so they'll be earning Ghost as well. But it won't be like, we're not talking large amounts here. We're talking just like fairly small amounts. Get to give them a taste, essentially, like, oh, there's this Gotchi points campaign going, and I can play some games. I can earn some gotchi points, maybe earn a little bit of ghost. But if I want to earn more, I can go do farming, or I can go, get Alchemica from the open market. The farmed
And
Alchemica will be on chain. We're not gonna like make Alchemica out of nowhere.
okay, yeah. So what about glitter? Will that be in the loop as well, or will that just kind of be sunsetted?
Yeah, glitter is gonna be part of the parcel burning. You'll essentially be spending glitter to burn your parcel. There's still some details that need to be ironed out about exactly how much glitter and how much Alchemica, but we're working on ironing those details out for season 2.
Okay, yeah. I have a pile still from
Yeah.
staking.
We have a huge pile of Alchemica of glitter.
Yeah,
So definitely want to bring some value to that.
for sure. Good to hear. I don't really have any more questions, unfortunately.
No worries. I'm also kind of losing my voice here. Came down with a cold today.
Oh
Fortunately,
no. I'm sorry to
it's
hear
fine.
that.
It'll be a quick one, but yeah, was
Yeah.
not expecting it.
Yeah. My cat went missing yesterday, so I spent like the
Oh
whole
no.
day trying to look for her. She just disappeared. It was like the blood moon eclipse the other
Oh
night.
right.
and and we were joking about how she went into the harvest moon. It was calling for her. But then she showed up like this morning after I had
Yay.
cried all night, and she went on an adventure. Yeah, I guess so, but no one could find her. I posted up posters everywhere. She was probably in the house the whole time, but we looked
Right.
everywhere in every crevice, and crevice was crazy. But
Our
yeah,
cat
that's very
in my
topic.
parents' house, they like to hide in the closet.
Right, they
Like,
do. Yeah, she's 20 years old, and literally everyone
oh
we
wow.
told like assumed she died, that she went off to just, because you know how cats do that, like instinctually sometimes they'll
Yep,
just go
yep.
off. Yeah, they thought that happened, and she came back and proved everyone wrong, so I'm happy about that.
Glad to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we grew up together. She was
Yeah,
born when I
20
was
years
like 8.
old. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah,
It's an ancient cat.
right.
Let me think. Is there any other discussion topics here?
I can bring up CorpSec stuff. Ross did
Right.
respond and then asked about the election. I can confirm to him now that the election, it seems like it will get a result in the next couple hours, and we can move forward with that. He's kind of like, he responds once in a while. So I requested that he join
Yeah.
a Discord chat with all of the directors so that there's very, like we have transparency as to what's happening. I'm just waiting for him to hit us back up. I wanted to like bring up to the DAO like the potential of starting to think about uh, setting aside a small amount of funding for administrative stuff like putting a lawyer on retainer so that we can do this stuff on our own, because
Yeah.
we're going to also need to KYC a couple of directors. So it's best if we start thinking of the process going forward, what we're going to do. So I don't, we'd have to go and get quotes, I guess, for a lawyer, stuff like that. But want to start that conversation. We're still very early on in this, obviously, because we still, proposals and all that other stuff. But just start thinking about that, I think.
On Ross' side, did he send you he wrote a let me see what this written resolution of the directors. Did he send that to you yet?
No, he's only communicated with me like briefly on Twitter.
Okay. I got a little bit more out of him, and he actually did do a little bit of work on putting together a director's resolution for board reformation. It came in. I haven't looked at it fully, but I think it's basically it references the director's proposal that's on Snapshot, and it resolves essentially that the effective March 16th, 2025, the board of directors consists of the following 6 individuals. I think it should be 9 actually, but yeah, that it's basically a motion. So I think he's working on trying to get in touch with the CorpSec to make sure that if we do get this passed, we can send it to them and get it updated.
Okay. All right, so we'll just we'll have the names, I guess, after the election today, and then we just have to go through the process of KYC in those last 2.
Yep. Yeah, the KYC is the other question I did ask him. I'm like, who can we, what entity, or how can we get this done in the official way? It's not just Pixelcraft. We need to do it more officially than that. So he hasn't responded to that yet. I'll ping him again on that. But at least we have some movement on the director's resolution. He did put that together.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think that's it from my end. I don't think there's anything else. Once this election wraps up, we'll start moving forward with whoever the winner is. If it's Kokushu, then we just keep moving business as usual. If it's Thrax, then we'll have to have Thrax added to our Discord channel, and then we'll start from there.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Yep. Do we need a core prop, or is this is an election, right? So we don't actually need anything else. This one is final.
I
think it's
I
an
would
election,
think so,
right?
yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, I think this is the list. Great, perfect. Cool. Yeah, I'll send this. I'll bump Ross on this tomorrow and see if we can get some final documentation and everything done. Yep. All right, friends. Well, I'm gonna go get some rest here. I think we'll call it, and remember to vote. I'm so glad that we got quorum on the DAO Foundation director election, and we're very close on the Make Aavegotchi based again proposal, and 7 days left on the buyback proposal. So everything is looking good. There was some discussion about the quorum, and I think we're gonna keep looking into it, but I think based on the current numbers, the quorum should be around 8.8 million ghost. So we can adjust it down a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. I mean, I don't think we need to adjust the rules too much because it is possible to hit quorum. So I'm not too worried about it.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Coder Dan, and have a good night.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. Real quick, like, what would be if we were to do kind of this vibe coding, in either here in Discord or maybe on X. And I'm based in Asia. I will be here for quite a while, I think. So it would probably be around this time, maybe on a weekday. Would people be interested in, coming and maybe doing like a once a month kind of coding, Aavegotchi builder kind of call, or like a session workshop?
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Cool, yeah.
I'm not really experienced with coding, but that sounds like something I would want to try, since it's just, like the easy vibe coding stuff.
Yeah.
I've been curious about that for a while, and I'm sure
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
really
of people
fun.
have.
It's put on some lo-fi music and just let the AI do its thing. It can be kind of frustrating because sometimes they're kind of stupid, but a lot of times it's the human not giving the right direction, or it's like a lack of the AI understanding the code base. So there's definitely ways to get around the frustration. When they're stupid, sometimes I will intervene and like I'm just gonna go find the line of code that's stumping them, but it's that kind of stuff is getting less and less. Like they're really most of the time they're able to figure it out. So yeah, we'll look into. We kind of have a smaller team now. We're doing fewer team calls, and so opening up a little bit of time to maybe do some more kind of community calls and doing workshops and things like that with you guys to help everyone level up and make more gotchi content. So
Sweet.
we'll think about some times for that. And everyone, remember to show us your clips. We I don't think we've gotten any submissions yet. Let me check my form here. But looking forward to giving out some ghost bounties for some great Gotchi Guardians content. So as you guys are playing, hopefully someone is noting some either streaming their match, or you can also spectate. I'm not sure if you were aware of this, but there is a way to spectate and not play the game. You could just watch. But yeah, let's get some clips out. Next week we'll have some fresh content for the timeline to put out and show everyone how fun this game is.
Here.
Cool. All right, friends. Well, have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. If you're everyone, stay healthy and stay based. Stay awesome.
Stay based.
Yep. Sweet. See ya.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.